What's good, everybody? It's your boy Eddie here. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And for today's video, we have a super banger. But before we continue, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that notification bell. And just getting right into it, y'all, we have none other than the Air Jordan 4 A Ma Maniere in the violet ore colorway. And guys, I just said this in my previous video that this is definitely going to be a contender for sneaker of the year, if not the actual sneaker of the year. And I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. When I first saw the original like samples or kind of mock-ups of what this sneaker was supposed to be like, it definitely looked a little bit like the A Ma Maniere Jordan 3 Raised by Woman, just on an Air Jordan 4 silhouette. And although that would have been repetitive and just pretty much obvious, I do like the fact that they kind of changed things up. But when I first saw these, I was kind of disappointed because I did like the white upper with the H hits on it, as well as that nice good quality suede on the mud guard. But with this version now, I think that it's pretty much a super cleaner look to it. And quickly, when we focus on the A Ma Maniere box, you can see that we have this plastic slip right here, which is standard to all of the A Ma Maniere Jordan releases. Then we have the Jordan Flight logo right there with this kind of like purple, violet, or A Ma Maniere box. Then when we focus on the lid of the box, you can see that it says A Ma Maniere right there. And when you actually, I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see that, there's actually like this kind of like water dripping print on this box. I don't think it's a cement print, but it looks like there's like wet water on it, which I think is pretty dope. Then we also have the Jumpman logo right here and that oversized A Ma Maniere logo right there. And I definitely think that this sneaker right here goes with the entire vibe and just idea of what A Ma Maniere is. So if you guys already don't know, A Ma Maniere is owned by James Whitner, who is also the owner of the Whitaker Group. And within the Whitaker Group, we also have a lot of stores that you guys should be familiar with. So we have the ABP store, A Ma Maniere, we also have Social Status and Prosper, if you guys are not familiar with that store as well. So if you guys already didn't know, within those 4 stores, they all have their own concept and ideas. And as you guys have seen with the Social Status and A Ma Maniere collaborations, they both cater to different audiences. So starting off with the Social Status collaborations, you see that we have the Dunk Mids, Strawberry Milk, and Chocolate Milk, which is basically catered to school lunch. Then we had the Air Penny release, which was basically catered to recess and going outside and having the different type of balls that you would play with when you're outside in school. And then finally with the Air Penny 2s that just released last month, the whole idea behind that is going outside in the playground. So as you guys can see, that specific branch or store of the Whitaker Group is specifically catered to like kids and the younger generation. Now with A Ma Maniere, as you guys have seen since the Raised by Woman Air Jordan 3 A Ma Manieres, it is all about luxury, just being more mature and just a lot of class. And basically A Ma Maniere is a Louis Vuitton within those 4 different stores. So I definitely think that they have shown luxury throughout each sneaker release that they did. And then when looking at these guys, I really don't know where to place this on the list, but it's definitely within the top 2. So I don't know whether to choose a Jordan 3 or this Jordan 4. And then 3rd place is definitely gonna be the Jordan 2. And for me, last place is definitely going to go to the A Ma Maniere Jordan 1. I think that is the weakest out of the whole entire group, but they're all definitely still super fire shoes in my opinion. So now guys, let's just go right into the history of the shoe. And there's not really much history or inspiration behind the shoe other than the fact that this shoe is catered to the older generation, giving the younger generation a chance that let their voice be heard and actually change their future. We're gonna definitely see a lot of hits about that because it's all about where you are going in life. And I think that's a cool idea within the shoe. And you're definitely going to see that when we get into the details of the shoe. So now focusing on those details, when we go into the toe box area of the shoe, you can see that we have a predominantly like suede nubuck toe box. Then when we look at the mud guard, the same thing pretty much follows suit. And something to note is that the whole entire upper is basically of that violet or just like a burgundy maroon colorway. And I think, again, that is just a colorway of royalty, because if you guys don't know, purple is the color of royalty, and these are just different subsets or different iterations or variations of the color purple. So I think that really looks cool. Then when we go towards the top of the shoe now, you can see that we have that web net right there, which is standard to all Jordan 4s, and we have it in that kind of violet ore colorway. And we have the violet ore laces right there, and then on the lateral and medial sides, we do have 2 eyelets, which is standard to the Jordan 4s. Then when we move even further up into the shoe, we have our famous Jordan 4 wings cage right there, and that's just a classic staple of the Jordan 4 silhouette. Then when we go into the top of the tongue, you can see that we have the Jumpman logo with the flight word right there. And then when we actually look at the opposite side of the tongue now, which I think is pretty standard to all the A Ma Maniere Jordans, we have that kind of velvet quilted lining as well as sock liner, which again, just adds to that premium take of A Ma Maniere, and that's just what the brand is and focuses on. Now when focusing on the lateral side, you can see that we still have that violet ore upper, as well as some more web cages right there, which is pretty dope. Then we have something that I think adds to the premiumness of this shoe, and we basically have a metallic silver button right there that has the A Ma Maniere oversized A logo, which looks really nice in my opinion. Then, which is my favorite thing about every Jordan 4, every Jordan 3, is the heel tab with the Nike Air logo. And I think that just looks super clean. Something else to note is the fact that we do have some wording on it, which is very similar to the A Ma Maniere Jordan 3. And what this inspirational quote says right here is, it's not about the shoe. When you look at the other heel tab on the left shoe, then it says it's about where you're going. And then we also have that Michael Jordan signature right there. Now when focusing on the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows suit. We have the violet ore upper with the suede nubuck, as well as that violet ore web cage right there. Next, when we focus on the midsole of the shoe, you can see that exposed air bubble unit, which is standard to every Air Jordan 4. And then when you actually look at the color around it, we have this kind of dark aged sail colorway, which I think is pretty dope. And then right above that, we have this black colorway, which makes the shoe pop. And then when we wrap around, it goes all the way onto the medial side as well, which I think is pretty clean. And when we look right here, you can actually see this kind of rubberized area of the midsole, and it wraps around into the toe cap area. So right here, we have what is standard to all Air Jordan 4s, which is that star-shaped pattern. It goes all the way into the outsole. And then when focusing on that outsole, you can see that we have that Air Jordan 4 specific herringbone traction pattern in this kind of sail colorway. Then we have those burgundy hits, which is on the star-shaped patterns, as well as on the heel area. But another thing to note is the fact that we do have this Nike Air logo right here in this charcoal colorway. And something else to note before I forget is the fact that not only do we have quilting padding on the lining, but we also get this really nice high quality insole with the padding as well. So I love the fact that it's quilted. Again, with the Ma Maniere, you definitely get that luxury vibe, and they just hit all cylinders when it comes to this release. So on the top portion of the insole, it actually says A Ma Maniere, and then it also says with the Jordan logo, inspired by street culture, fashion, and the greatest athlete in history, with the seasonal release of Holiday 2022, which I'm happy that this actually came out on time. And then we have approved by none other than himself, Michael Jordan, with that nice signature right there. And something else to note about the shoe is the fact that it doesn't come with any spare laces, so you are only stuck with this violet ore colorway lace. I do want to see how this sneaker will look if he was to add a sail lace on top of it. Lately, I've just been having like an obsession with sail laces. I'm definitely going to try that out to see how this sneaker will look with it. I don't know if it's going to be like too much or actually make the shoe look even better. But again, no problems with the violet ore laces, but I just want to see how that would look. And then finally, one more thing to note is the fact that on the tongue tab, we actually have something else. So instead of having the Jumpman logo, we do have the A Ma Maniere oversized A with the word flight right below it. And then one more thing to mention is the fact that, which is pretty much standard to all of the A Ma Maniere Jordan releases, is the fact that we get that A Ma Maniere Jordan hang tag right there. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the message behind the shoe is definitely something positive as well as inspiration. And one more time, when you put these two shoes together, it says it's not about the shoes, it's about where you're going, with Jordan's signature on it. And I really do like how they went about the release of the shoe. Obviously, if you guys have not seen by now, they did a video entry, and fortunately for me, which is why I have my pair kind of early, I did do that video entry on Instagram and was able to actually hit on this shoe. So again, big shout out to A Ma Maniere on this W. And if you guys struck out on the actual online release, don't worry, because we have a lot of retail stores getting pairs in, as well as the sneakers app dropping on Wednesday, November 23rd. So don't pay that resale yet, y'all. If you really want the shoe, you have about like 3-4 more chances before it's really a full strikeout. So other than that, y'all, that's pretty much gonna conclude the details on this shoe. So now let's get right into this on full look, guys. Y'all, so that's gonna conclude the review as well as the on-full look, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. As I mentioned probably 100 times in previous videos, these are definitely gonna be in the top 3 for the sneaker of the year, if not at the #1 spot. Something else to note about this sneaker is that this is definitely true to size. I bought this in a size 8, and my personal size is a size 8, so definitely go true to size with these shoes. And other than that, y'all, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family and all that. And just keep doing what y'all doing to help push the YouTube algorithms and help my channel grow. And other than that, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.